make yourselves comfortable. I got myself some lavender tea for the occasion. So I guess Julia, Stephanie, and the new person there, hello. I I'll just tell you guys my little story. So when I was, a teenager, I was really into making sprays for my sheets, like lavender spray, and I would make peppermint spray because it made me feel good and things like that. And I just thought that it was just good smelling things. I've always appreciated good smelling things. I like incense and all kinds of stuff. So when I went through chemo in my 30s, and after going through that whole Western process, I realized that's not for me. I've always been really, really sensitive to medications, and like a Sudafed will just make me all wacky. And so I really haven't had the ability to take normal, medications and things. So I always had to find other ways of dealing with issues when they would arise. And then when I got pregnant, I thought, oh, I'm going to have to find a totally new way of doing things with my kids. So at that time, I was at the library at a children's event, and my friend I'll show you because I got my own, her awesome little travel oil kit with these tiny little bottles in it. And she's like, ooh, smell this, and wafted it under my face. And I was like, oh my, I don't know what that is, but I have to have that. My little kit.
I remember the first time I saw that box. I was like, oh, the colors.
I know. So then I didn't realize how medicinal all these plants are. Like, I mean, they were put on our earth to support us in every way. And there's just so many plants that offer so many different constituents that help support our immune system and so forth. Now, because of the FDA, because these are, food-based, food-grade substances, and many of the doTERRA oils, doTERRA means gift of the earth, incidentally, many of them you can take internally and stuff, so they have to be run through the FDA. And because of that, we've had to go through this whole compliance training and what we can and cannot say. So how I will be talking about the oils is in the proactive stance, which is how we can support our immune system by using them. You know what I mean? Hold on just 1 second here. Oops. What did I do? Give me just a second here. Okay. Okay. So when I started learning more about all these different types of, hang on just a sec, sorry, I'm getting the view right here. Hi, Ryan. It's my cousin Ryan in there.
Hello.
Well,
I have another call I'm going to be on, but I might mute you and listen to two at once.
No problem. No problem. And hopefully I'll record it and be able to, put it up online or something so people who weren't able to make it can learn. So I was just kind of telling them about going through chemo and that whole process. And then when I had my child, I thought I've got to change things definitely and find another way to do things with her. Met my friend Brandy, who introduced me to dōTERRA, which means gift of the earth, and started really realizing how many oils there are and how many different things they can support in your body. I mean, every different system of the body they support. So what are essential oils? Most of us have heard of, the herbs. So herbs are like the dried form of plants, roots, bark, seeds, things like that. And the oils are like the lifeblood of the plant, like the plant's immune system. And they are 50 times more potent than herbs. And I don't know if you guys have ever tried any herbs, but they are very, very potent. So oils are even greater. And they have gained popularity in the last few years, but actually they've been around for centuries in every culture around the world. They're used for religious and, sacred ceremonies, for medicine, for healing, for beauty, for everything. And I always like to remember we've all heard of the three wise men that brought the frankincense and myrrh to the baby Jesus, because back in the day, these oils were more valuable than gold. I mean, they were the hot commodity of the day, were these oils. Even ancient kings were buried with their oils in their tombs and things like that. So they're basically plant extracts. They're made by steaming or pressing various parts of the plant, the flowers, roots, bark, leaves, or fruit. And then that captures the compounds that produce the fragrance. It can take several pounds of plant material to produce a single bottle of essential oil. And I think rose is one of the most expensive. Every plant has a vibration. Everything on the planet has this particular vibration. And rose is the highest vibrational plant that we have. And it takes, I think it's like 1,160,000 rose petals to make an ounce of rose absolute oil. So when you realize, like, some people will think, oh, well, oils are all priced differently. Like a bottle of orange is $10, a bottle of frankincense is 75. And I didn't understand it until I started getting into it. It is a huge process of extracting this plant material. And like for frankincense, for example, the guys have to climb out on the cliffs on these jagged little trees and remove the viper snakes first, while they're hanging on the edge of a cliff with these gnarly old frankincense trees to get the material to make the oil. And one of the reasons I like doTERRA a lot is they actually source the products. They source the plant material where the plants grow indigenously. So they have, the oil in the plant substance protects it when it's out in the wild, so it protects it from, if it gets a rip in its leaf or something, it can repair. It'll do all kinds of things to help support that plant. Natural versus synthetics. So one of the things I want to mention is most of our modern medicine, I would say 80 to 85% of our modern medicine comes from plants, but you can't patent a plant. So what modern medicine has done, which has really only been around for the last 100 years. I mean, before that, they used plant medicines. So in the last 100 years, they would isolate, let's say a peppermint plant has 100 constituents or compounds to it. What they do is they will extract one compound, let's say the part of the plant that works for pain relief, and they'll make a synthetic pill form of that. Then they can patent it and sell it. But the problem is it's missing the other 99 parts of it that make the plant complete the way that nature made it. So there's side effects, right? So then what modern medicine does is just to prescribe another pill for the side effects. And it's just an on and on ongoing thing. And I usually say, when I've taught classes in person before, I'll ask people, so what do you think of our healthcare system? Does anybody have any comments on that? And in reality, right now, we really don't have a healthcare system. We have a sick care management system in our country, right? That's what we do. They manage sicknesses, and a lot of people are just, hooked on a lot of different types of medications because, like I said, they're missing some of it, and then there's side effects. So, and don't get me wrong, I'm not bad-mouthing Western medicine. It absolutely has its place and all of that. It's just, for me personally, not being able to tolerate a lot of that type of stuff, I had to learn different ways to support myself. And then having my kid and trying this stuff with she and I since she was a baby, I've learned a lot about it, made some mistakes, learned a lot, and really feel what I would like to impart to people is just to have this sense, especially now in the world, have this sense of feeling empowered in your own health. So you don't have to feel like if you get sick, oh my gosh, I better, run to the doctor, and then all that involves, So there's been a couple times with my daughter where one time she had an extremely high fever, and I thought, okay, this must be one of those times where I run to the emergency room. I better get her there. And then something said, no, work with the oils. So I diluted some peppermint oil, rubbed it on the bottom of her feet. I mean, because a fever is there for a reason. The body is perfectly capable of dealing with these environmental and other types of toxins that we come across. I mean, you know, we were made that way to be able to handle this kind of stuff. So you don't want to completely destroy the fever because it's actually burning off the, you know, whatever's going on in the body. So the oils will just help to balance the system. So for example, now Ryan, you didn't hear me say, but we have, because a lot of the doTERRA oils are able to be ingested, we have to be FDA compliant, right? So we can't say disease names and things like that. So I take the proactive stance on that it supports this system of the body. You know, I really wish I could tell you some of the things that I've been able to deal with on my own with these oils, but I'll just tell you, they support every system of the body, and I'll show you how to find out what you need and when. Let's see here. The other thing I wanted to mention about synthetics is the body really has a hard time processing those because we are nature, right? So when you have all this synthetic stuff, it's building up in your system and you don't even know it. And with the oils, the body will only use and distribute it what it actually needs, and then the rest of it kind of gets released by the body. And with oils, less is more often. So if you feel like yourself getting a cold or something, you can hit it hard and heavy, but you don't do, if one drop is good, 10 is not better. One drop every 20 minutes is awesome. Like keep at it. And, you know, I've been able to get things under control, like in a day, you know, where other people that have the whatever thing going around last for a week or two, you know. So it's not that oils, you know, cure things and this and that, you're going to never need a doctor and all of that. It's just, it is a first line of defense that you have in your house to help you deal with anything that should arise. And they can be used for so many things. There's 3 ways to use the oils. And again, there's no real regulations on oils right now. So a lot of the oils will say 100% pure and natural, and that may not necessarily be true. It's unfortunate because a lot of those still have synthetic materials in it, which is why I like doTERRA, because they test everything. There's only pure oil in there. There's a website you can check every bottle number and find out when it was made and how it was harvested and all of that. So the 3 ways you can use these oils are topically. You can massage them in. You can rub them on the bottom of your feet. I tend to dilute a lot. They have these roller balls. This is what I'm talking about when I say a roller ball. This one's oregano, so I'm not going to rub it on myself because I'll smell like pizza the rest of the day. But there's so many different kinds that doTERRA makes on their own. This one's to support like feminine stuff. And this one's one of my favorite, the immune support blend. So I use those a lot. That's diluted down with just fractionated coconut oil, which is just coconut oil that has, you know, like a molecule removed so that it stays liquidy. So you can make dilutions with that. So I would always err on the side of caution with oils because some of them are, I mean, they're all extremely potent, but sometimes I'll put them directly on myself. Some of them you can, but I think over the years I've learned that it's a little bit better to just dilute them and use them more often. I use my oils every single day in every way. I get up, like throw my windows open and turn on my diffusers. So a diffuser, if you can see, is that little thing right up there. And I have another one right here that they're really simple. There's all different kinds. You want to get a cold air ultrasonic diffuser because the molecules are small enough so that it can carry the essential oils into your bloodstream. And they're super fast acting. They hit the bloodstream within 20 to 30 seconds. So you're going to feel better just in that short amount of time after using them. So in most diffusers, there's like a little line inside where you stop the water. You don't fill it all the way to the top. And then you just put a couple drops of a few different oils in. Today, I decided to use lavender. I put like 2 drops of lavender, 2 drops of wild orange, and 1 drop of frankincense. It's really fun to play around with all different kinds of blends and things, and it smells amazing. And when you diffuse, everyone in the house is getting the medicinal benefits of the oils. So whatever you're diffusing. Yeah.
What about pets? If you have pets?
Pets. Yeah, I have 2 cats and a dog and a fish, and I've done oils for years. I would say always, it's interesting because there are certain oils like melaleuca. Tea tree oil cannot be used. Like cats' livers cannot tolerate melaleuca. So I have, and I'll send this to you, Stephanie. I have like a sheet that's specific to cats, one specific to dogs, one for horses, how to use them. There's a lot of documentation, but they have a different way of processing it. So you definitely want to be careful. You can definitely use them for pets, but highly diluted, and you don't want to ever trap an animal in a room where they can't get out if they need to, if you're diffusing oils. It's funny. I had a couple experiences though, like with my cat. She was sneezing. This is a year ago or so. And I put the On Guard immune support blend on. I just put a drop on my hand and rubbed my hands together like that. She ran across the yard and started licking my hand, and then she got all kind of weird, and I thought, oh no, I don't know if she's supposed to do that, or but animals are very instinctual. And it's funny because, like, depending on, sometimes they will come and sit right next to the diffuser when I've got certain things going in there. So yeah, but I just be careful and, do a little bit of research before you choose your oils and things like that. There's a lot to learn. That's one of the reasons I love this, because I never run out of things to learn about these oils. It just goes deeper and deeper. So topically, like I said, with the oil, with the roller balls, bottom of the feet is really good because you have the largest pores down there, and your feet will carry the oils wherever they're needed in the body. You want to be hydrated when you're using the oils as well, because just like the body requires water for every single function, it needs the water to carry the oils where they need to go. Let's see. If you get any oil in your eyes, if you're using it topically, like I have a really great one that I use for, head, to support head tension and things like that. And it's got peppermint in it, and peppermint can get right around in there, and you feel like you're going blind. But water is not the solution for that. If you get it there, you want to use oil, like another edible carrier oil, like coconut oil, if it stings, or if you burn, if it gets on your skin and you need to save yourself from it burning or something, use the olive oil or coconut oil or something like that. It won't harm you. It'll go away, but but it just, it can catch you by surprise. And if you put water on, it's going to hurt even more. I speak from experience. So the second way you can take the oils, the doTERRA oils anyway, are internally, and every oil is different. So you'll want to know for sure about which one. I take frankincense internally. I'll do like a drop under the tongue. Sometimes I'll put it on the back of my neck. This particular oil can break through the blood-brain barrier, which is really interesting. So it can help all types of head issues and things like that. Let's see. I'm not sure if I can talk about this or not, but I'll just try to keep it as benign as possible. So I didn't know this, but when I got into the oils, I learned that all our cells have an oily membrane around the outside. And so a bacteria resides on the outside of the cell, and a virus resides on the inside of the cell. And so a lot of the oils are small enough to actually get into the cell wall and support the whole system like that. So they're pretty amazing. You can take them under your tongue. You can make little capsules. I forgot my stuff in the other room, but you can buy for a few bucks. You can buy a whole bottle of empty gelatin capsules, and you can put oils in there to take them internally if you want. I get the Lifelong Vitality Pack vitamins, and they have all of the oils. Like, so every day I'm taking two little pills that have a bunch of different oils in them that I'm getting internally. But I don't typically make my own capsules and things like that. I buy the vitamins, get my oils internally that way, and then all day use my diffusers, my roller balls. I mean, I'm just constant. It's just, I've incorporated them into every area of my life over the years. I've replaced all my chemical cleaners with like lemon and distilled water. And, I remember when my friend introduced me to these and we had our little babies, and she's like, oh yeah, you can make homemade soap and hand soap and this. And I thought, I don't even have a second to do any of that. Like, I can't even fathom that. But slowly but surely you do incorporate these things. It's been a long process for me, really, for 16, 17 years after going through chemo, of detoxing my life and my body and learning how to just use more natural stuff. So internally, again, doTERRA only is the only oil I can vouch for. I'm sure there's others, but I don't know what those are. And another really fantastic practice to get into, just to start, is put like a couple drops of lemon in a glass of warm water in the morning and drink that. Just slowly sip that. Hot destroys the medicinal properties of the oil, so you don't want it to be hot water, but just warm water, and it actually gently detoxes your entire system, all the organs and everything. It's a real gentle cleanser for that. So that's one way to just get started. Like, just a few little things to start like that is the lemon in the water. You can drink it throughout the day, and it's so concentrated. I mean, one drop, you could squeeze a lemon and drink lemon water, but one drop of the essential oil is equivalent to like 20 or 30 lemons. It's super potent. And you can put a drop of peppermint under your tongue for a stomach ache or anything like that. Let someone else in here. And then the third way you can use them is aromatically, as we already talked about a little bit, which is the diffusers, or just simply smelling them. Our sense of smell is like 50 times more powerful than any of our other senses. So that explains why I don't know if you guys have had the experience of, just going about your day to day and getting a smell of, maybe somebody walks by with a certain kind of cologne and it just brings back an entire memory of a point in your life, or, you smell the grass and it takes you back to 7th grade in a grassy field, or whatever it is, because our sense of smell is so powerful. And so, I mean, I had a lady who bought so many oils to begin with. I think she bought like $3,000 worth of oils, everything doTERRA had. And then for the first year, all she did was sniff. And she was still getting all the benefits. I mean, you can just sniff and get the benefits. That's why aromatherapy has been so popular throughout all the cultures, in the world. So like I said, with the diffusing, everybody's getting the benefit. And you can also another way is you could just drop one drop. Usually another one sneaks out, so you have to be careful, otherwise it'll come pouring out. Just rub your hands together and breathe in. Yeah, it's really more impactful. I wish I could give you guys all a bunch of oils so that you had them in front of you, because that's really the best way to kind of learn and smell them and everything. But I'll do my best to just explain it to you. So you don't really want to put the oil in a candle or anything like that, because the heat destroys the properties that you're wanting. Let's see. Looking at my notes. Another important thing is do not, especially, well, the citrus oils, lemon, wild orange, different citrus oils are photosensitive. So you don't want to like rub those in areas and then go out into the sun. And they're also, like I mentioned with the lemon, it'll, help you detox your organs and things like that. So the same way you wouldn't want to put the lemon oil in a plastic bottle because it will also leach the chemicals out of the plastic bottle. So you want to use glass or stainless steel if you're drinking lemon water, or ceramic coffee mug, something like that. So let's see. I don't want to go too deep because if you're just new, I don't want to overwhelm you with a whole bunch of stuff. Let's see. I'll just tell you a little bit about some of my favorites. On Guard, the Immune Support Blend, the Protective Blend. This has orange, clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. And these 5 oils are super effective throughout history in supporting the immune system, completely supporting the immune system. And there's an entire line of On Guard products. There's, back there I have the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate. There is this sanitizing mist, which is like the antibacterial spray, only natural and better than the kind you get, at the grocery store. There's just a whole bunch of products. You can buy all of the oils in a 15 milliliter bottle. Generally, they don't expire. They do have expiration dates on them because they're FDA rated as food grade substances. But if you keep your oils in a cool, dry place, they should last forever. They really shouldn't expire, and if they're pure. And that was the other thing that was interesting to learn is I had a giant bottle of lavender from another brand when I got into dōTERRA. And when I first smelled the dōTERRA lavender, I thought, wow, that's really sweet. It doesn't smell anything like my lavender that I have. And then when I got, it smelled a little weird in the beginning because I was so used to this other one. But what I realized after not having the other one in my cabinet after a couple of years and I pulled it out, it had actually gone rancid because there were other things in there. And on the bottle, it said 100% pure and natural. So you really never know, what kind of things in. But as a testament to the oils themselves, even if it has these other ingredients, people have still reported success with them working. So that's just how powerful the plants are. On Guard can be used for immune support, cleaning. I have a spray. I just make a little glass bottle spray with On Guard drops. I know some of my friends who make the spray, they're very, they don't use very many drops, maybe a couple for a whole bottle. I like it to smell more, so I use maybe about 10 or 12 for a little, maybe 4-ounce spray bottle. But really, you can just play around and see what works for you. But the cleaning spray with the On Guard and the distilled water, you can use it to clean your counters, and then you can use it to spray your throat. I mean, that's how natural it is, And the On Guard products, the tests that they've done on this is it actually will control like 99.9999% bacteria for days. It's incredible stuff. The other oils I use, there is an emotional, there's oils to be used for emotions also, to support your emotions. And I feel like I've done a lot of healing. I know Tirza has too, but she's got 3 kids, so she might not be here. But she was going to talk a little bit too about her experience with healing her emotions with the oils. Again, it's hard to talk about without actually using some of the words that I want to use, but just know that, I mean, we can talk and you can ask me about any particular problems that you might have or health conditions or something that you might want support for, and I can help you. I'm going to show you my essential oil Bible, which I love so much, is Modern Essentials. This book is great. It has, in the beginning of the book, it has all of the different oils and what they're good for. So if you can see, that's just peppermint right there. You can see that it's got a lot of uses, right? Just one of these oils, basic peppermint plant, can be used for a whole lot of stuff. So you can look it up in there. And there's also an app, a Modern Essentials app. I think they charge like $6 or $7 for it on your phone, that you can look up either a condition and then it will tell you the oils, or you can look up the oils and it will tell you what it supports. In the book, it's hard to see, but there's a little hand and a little drop, and then like a little 2 wavy lines to show that you can diffuse or use it topically with your hands, rub it on, or take it internally would be the drop. So each oil will have a guidance on that. And then in the middle part of the book, hang on. The middle part of the book, it talks about the blends, the oil blends that are already pre-made, like On Guard or Breathe, which is our respiratory blend. That's peppermint and eucalyptus and let's see what else. Melaleuca, which is tea tree oil, lemon, cardamom, all which are respiratory supporting oils. And then in the middle, it'll tell you about the blends. And then the last half of the book, or the last third of the book, has conditions that you can look up. Just about anything you could imagine, you could look it up in here. And then if you'll see right here how it has the different colored words, it's got like red and orange and green for the oils that you need for that condition. You do not need all of those oils. That means that every single one of those oils will actually work to support that condition. So how I do it is I'll just look like, okay, frankincense, or protective blend, On Guard. If that one's the first one, I would just go use that one. If I don't have that one, I'd go to the next one, and so on and so on. And if I was going to make my own roller ball, I would probably just choose 2 or 3 of the ones that stood out to me and then blend them in a little roller ball, which I'll show you guys how to do. It's super simple. And then just use that until the condition improves. And I roll a lot of the ones on the back of my neck or on the base of my spine. When I use them on my kid, I put them on the base of her spine or on the bottom of her feet at night. If she's got a cold or something, I'll oil up her feet at night, put her socks on, and send her to bed like that. Hey, Tirza, did you want to talk a little bit about the emotions and stuff, or any of your experience with it? You got to unmute yourself.
I was just kind of popping in. My husband had been gone for the morning and he just got back home. So I was just kind of checking in with him and seeing how he's doing. Jody had given me this book in the beginning of my oil experience, or close to it. And it really not only tied in all the emotional part of the oil, but it also tied in how the healing is really tied into the emotional part of it. So it's very intuitive, what they say, as far as the emotions go. I would say one of my best examples is tea tree oil, Melaleuca. It's I'm using a lot of it right now because it's for it's like it's not antibiotic. What would you? I don't have the right words. I know why I use it, but
yeah, it will. And I'm not sure how much we can say about this, but
right,
they all have properties. This one's
they all have
known antifungal. I mean,
known antifungal. I use it whenever I'm sick. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not very good at this yet. So it protects me and my immune system is how it feels. And it does the same thing emotionally. So if you look this one up emotionally, it will say it's for protection. And so the emotions and the healing aspect of your physical body go hand in hand. And the oils will work for you on both of those levels. And the more you tune in to it working on your emotional level and dealing with what's going on inside your emotional body, it will work better for your physical body. So it's a very whole experience, and that's what it's
Yeah,
been
they're
for me.
holistic. Uh, what would you call them? It's holistic products. I mean, they work for your body, mind, and spirit. They
I
really
feel
do. I have healed myself. I have helped myself for a
right.
lot of things. Yes.
I feel like planet Earth provided us something for everything, and where we mess it up is in our processing of the somethings. And doTERRA has taken the most holistic approach I can find on the processings of the gifts of the planet.
Yeah, it's a really great company.
It's a great company.
And
And
the other thing, just a little bit about the company too. One of the things that drew me to this particular company, because there's a lot of oils you could choose. There's 7 million wellness advocates like myself, people that use the oils, and some of us share with others. I mean, for me personally, it got to the point where I was seeing so many benefits myself that I felt almost selfish to not share. Like I was excited to tell other people, wow, I'm able to
yeah,
feel good and not have to run to the doctor. And I mean, I have not been to the doctor since I started using the oils, but that's just me. I mean, I
I
just
go
don't.
much less.
Yeah. So
And I'm not an advocate. I started selling doTERRA at one point, and then I had to quit because I had a baby. And but I'm a heavy user at this
well,
point.
and I think that's what we all are. We just learn over time to how to incorporate these, and then you can't help but talk about them because they're just a big
Yeah,
part of your life. It's like if you find a brand of oatmeal you like and you eat it every day, you probably would mention that to people as well.
absolutely. But
But
I have to run, you guys, because like I said, my husband just got home, and I was just really happy that I could like jump in and say a few things. And yeah, can't say enough about
thank,
oils. They are
thank you.
they my pharmaceutical.
Thanks for
Yeah,
being here. Love ya.
I love you guys. Have fun. Wish I could stay longer.
Thanks.
Do it next week.
Okay.
I don't know how to leave. Okay, there it is. Bye.
Bye. So one of the things I really like about the company too is, so as a wellness advocate, I'll contribute, a few bucks each time I order, which a lot of wellness advocates do. And then if there's 7 million of us and we're all contributing a few bucks, that's a lot of money that the company has a foundation they created called the Healing Hands Foundation. And they do all kinds of things around the world that they don't even talk about. They have built mobile crime labs and taken down sex predator rings with this, underground railroad operation, and all kinds of different things that they do. Like when there was let's see, where was that? Nepal. There was an earthquake that took out these little villages where they had their distilleries, and they go into these villages and bring them fresh water, pump them water. They build them schools and clinics and everything, pay them a fair and, equal wage. So it's not like a company that goes in and takes these people who have, let's say, a frankincense distillery in their family for 300 years that they've been doing. They don't come and buy them out. They come and say, how can we support you to grow more plant material and give you what you need in your community? So it's called co-impact sourcing. One of the stories I heard at the last convention I went to that was really fascinating was New Zealand was having a real problem with the baby Douglas firs. The Douglas fir was growing so much, it was like overtaking cars and cities and everything. It was becoming invasive. So they created a co-impact sourcing agreement where doTERRA would come in and harvest the baby Douglas fir underneath the forest floor and stop this problem. So they have teams of people that go around the world to find these, to find good sources of plant material and how they can help these communities and villages around the world. I mean, I just feel every time I go to the convention, last year was the only year I haven't been, And it is fascinating. They have doctors and panels of doctors and scientists and people that come in and talk about all the research that's been done on these. And it's absolutely fascinating. And I just couldn't even imagine my life without it. And, you know, with all this stuff going on today in the world and people panicking and all of that, I thought, well, I really do have something that can help. I mean, all of us who use the oils, we know the value. And so I just felt like it was a really important time to share and try to help people learn how to use them, or how to get started, or how to get them if they want them, or whatever you guys think you might want to know. And in this book, like I said, you can just pretty much look up anything, and then it'll tell you how and what to use. There are a lot of support groups on Facebook and things like that. I have a couple of my own that you can go in there and ask a question, and you'll get a whole bunch of feedback from people on how they've used these things and what to do and how to do it and all of that. It's really, what I found is it's really like an uprising of empowerment of people. It's like it's a movement that's happening. People, you know, empowering themselves in their health and healing in all ways, you know. And I just can't say enough about how many ways they've changed my life. Let me look here and see if there's anything else important that I need to talk about. I have all of these different documents that I can send you guys if you email me, and there's anything at all that you want. Like, I have safety guidelines for essential oils. I have essential oils 101, you know, packets, everyday tips for using essential oils. Anything you need, I can get to you and send it to you. Another one of my favorites is Deep Blue. These are just some of the products that they have. Deep Blue muscle rub. It's all natural, and this stuff saves me when my daughter makes me jump on the trampoline for hours on end. This is peppermint, blue tansy, blue chamomile, helichrysum. Helichrysum's interesting. It's like it's almost like a liquid Band-Aid. It's a coagulant and an anticoagulant. And the oils are very interesting in that way. You know, hypothetically, let's say you had some problem, Stephanie, with like low blood pressure or something, and I had the opposite, and we could take the same thing and balance that out. So the oils work in your body in the way that your body needs it. That's what's great about it. I love the Deep Blue products. So there's also a kind of an herbal blend of a capsule that they have that are Deep Blue polyphenols, plant polyphenols, which for me, and I need to learn a little bit more about those, but for me, when I take it, it's almost like Deep Blue on the inside, where it just relaxes everything on the inside. And, you know, they're all natural. So do you guys have any questions over what we talked about so far, or anything you want to know? No? The other thing I got that's kind of cool is dōTERRA sells these, and I just got these off their website, and it's like a continuous sprayer. So I made a blend of like lemon, lavender, and eucalyptus I put in here, and I just can spray it around. I spray it on myself, spray it in my room. There's just so many things you can do. I'm going to show you when you get like me, this is the whole kit. And then even underneath, this is like a separate shelf. And there's even more under there. So you'll have, you know, you can get to the point like I am, which is an absolute addict to oils. I just love them so much and use them for everything. Let's see, why don't I just show you the roller ball? So when my friend got me into using these, and she said to me, hey, do you want to go in halves on 144 roller balls? I thought, she is out of her mind. 140, what am I going to do with half of 144 roller balls? I personally have bought that 5 times over now by myself. I make them, I sell them, I give them away, everything. So they're just empty bottles, lids, and the little rollers. And so you just take the empty bottle. I was going to make a few immune support ones and maybe leave them for the locals outside or something. But how I do it is just like with frankincense, you just do a couple drops of that. And that one's really potent, so I didn't use that much. Breathe, the respiratory blend, and this is just something I made up. It sounds crazy, but the more you learn about the plants, the more intuitive you will become about the plants. It's almost like they teach you about them as you're learning. So then I'll probably do like nine or 10 drops. Usually I'll get a number in my head and I just go with that. There's no right or wrong way to do it. And if you're diluting, you're really pretty safe anyway. And then oregano, the pizza oil. This is a heavy duty immune support oil as well. Very strong. As a matter of fact, I made a giant pot of spaghetti. My friend said, don't use a whole drop of oregano in there. Trust me on that. Dip a toothpick in and swirl it around the pot. I was making it and I thought, that's a giant pot. I mean, one drop is not going to hurt, right? Wrong. I ruined the whole pot of spaghetti with one drop of oregano because it's so strong. And so that's it. That's it. You just have your little bit of an oil blend in there. And then it's hard to do this up here, but I just get it on real good, squeeze, fill it all the way up. That's it. And then your little roller ball. If you don't want to touch the roller ball, you can see how it's kind of loose. You can just put the cap on and push it down in there. When you turn the cap, it'll pop it in. That's it. Shake it up and you're good to go. You have your immune support oil. And then from doTERRA for like 50 cents a sheet or something, you can get these stickers. So this is how I do it. I just put the stickers on there so I know what it is. I've tried it before where I've made a few and I think, I'll remember. I'll set that to the side and then I'll put the sticker on in a minute and forget immediately. So put your stickers on and that's it. You just give it a little shake before you use it. And then this one, like I said, is pretty potent. So I would probably do this one on my feet or on the base of my spine. It smells good. One of the things I've been diffusing a lot lately is eucalyptus and spearmint. Oh, it smells divine. I have diffusers in every single room of my house. I go around in the morning and get them all going and just have all these different smells. Hang on, I'm seeing that can you reuse the roller ball? You can reuse the roller ball. As a matter of fact, let's say this one, let me use this half empty one here. So you could just take the top off, you'll get better at it, and you kind of grab the roller and you can pop it right out. See that? You get good at it over the years. And so, yeah, and then you can just refill if you want to. So the interesting thing though that I've noticed is there's some I use all the time, like the immune support and the respiratory support and stuff like that. But if I'm working for a particular condition or something that I'm wanting to work with, I will use like the whole roller ball, and then I will feel like maybe I don't need that for a while, and then I'll move on to like another blend or something. I don't know. It's the same thing with the diffuser, and I don't know if other people are like that or not, but I'll just let me look at the chat here. You can use doTERRA for almost everything. And this is where I struggle with how to talk about it, but you can replace, you can get to the point where you can kind of balance out, like if you're using oils for a particular condition, then you might need less of a synthetic something or other. So you could actually kind of incorporate. I wouldn't recommend just like stopping one thing and using something else. You can use the oils a lot of times with the things that you already are taking. So like I said, it's just so tricky to talk about, and I want to be able to share the video if I can. So I don't want to get myself in trouble here or get doTERRA in trouble. So you can just use them for just about anything, and you can email me privately, and I can help you figure out exactly what you need if you have a particular condition. The rollerball, the carrier oils I'm using are fractionated coconut oil. They sell this with dōTERRA. It's a 4-ounce, 3.8 fluid ounce bottle. You can get, sometimes I'll buy like a giant jug of it on, eBay or something, or Amazon, of organic fractionated coconut oil if I'm going to make a whole bunch of roller balls. So, but dōTERRA's is really, really good oil as well. Let's see. Anybody have any questions? Any other questions about anything? Sorry, let me just check my notes here. Well, I don't want to go too much more into it because this is just the basics. You guys feel like you have a better understanding of what they are and how to use them? Yeah. And like I say, I would say a diffuser is really, really a valuable thing to purchase, and get a decent one if you're going to. Yeah, here let's see, can I chat?
Jody,
Yeah.
what's the range of a diffuser? Like, should you have a different diffuser for each room of your house, or maybe just like how many should you have?
Well, they all have different ranges. So, and some of them go for like 8 hours and some will only go for 4. That's why this one is one of my favorites, because, and I think this one's called the Aromalight. I have a couple of these because this goes for 8 hours, and I use this one in my room for all night. And then like this little one in my office goes for 4 hours. So I'll run that and then maybe start it over again later on in the day if I feel like it. But yeah, they all have different ranges. I would say a good one price wise is going to be between like 30 and $100, but they last for years. I mean, I've had mine for years and years. Aw, hi pup. So, this is so fun, isn't it? Seeing everybody's faces on here. Can you believe this new way of life? It's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, so I have the ones, just with the bigger range, like in my kitchen living room area, and then the smaller range in my bedroom, kind of like that. So it should tell when you're looking and purchasing them what the range is and how long. But you definitely want a cold air ultrasonic. So it's a fine mist. And dōTERRA has a bunch of them on their site, and I can put the link in there too on the different ones that they have. I know they've come out with some new ones since I've gotten mine, but thanks, Julia. I'm gonna put my email address in here. Whoops. You guys most of you have my email address. Here's for Eva if you need anything. I'm still learning how to do the Zoom thing too, so. Okay, whoops, no, I just lost everybody. Oh, there you are. Okay, any other questions that you can think of? No? I have a Facebook page called Our Oil Essentials. If you guys want to go there, I'm going to start using that more to post my classes and little bits of information that I find. And if you are on there, I can also put the links to some of the other groups for the women that have brought me into this. They have, just gigantic groups of people that have a lot of valuable information about all this stuff. And
you say that Facebook page again?
It's Our Oil Essentials. And yeah, so that's where I'll be posting the classes. I think I'd like to do it more regularly. I just need to think about how I can keep giving new ideas. If it's tricky because sometimes you get new people, and then sometimes people, like you guys, if you come again, you've already heard all this. Although it doesn't hurt to hear this information a few times. It takes a while really to learn all about this. There's a lot to know. There's a whole lot to know, but there's also a lot of information on the web and stuff like that. And then my site, which I can give you guys too, is mydoterra.com/two feathers trading, TWO feathers trading. And I can put the links on that as well. And if you go there and you want to get any oils, you can call me or email me or whatever if you need information. You can just order one oil, or you can order, you can get a membership for $35 that is for a year, and that gives you 25% off all the products. And then you technically would become, you're like a wellness advocate, or you're a wholesale member, sorry. And then if you ever want to be a wellness advocate and share the oils and things like that too, then I can help you do that. But if you just want to purchase, you have two ways. You can go on there and just buy them outright. You can go buy one oil or a kit or anything. If you buy an enrollment kit, a membership kit, which I started out with something called it was called the Family Physician Kit at the time, and now I think it's called Family Essentials. And that has all 5 blends. It has Breathe, On Guard. Let's see, what else does that have in it? Deep Blue, and it's got frankincense, peppermints, lavender, wild orange. You'll be able to see it on there, but that one kit alone can support just a whole bunch of stuff, like just about anything you could come, like that is your kit to have in your home to get started, to know what to use. And then if you have that, then you could call me and say, what do I do? I have this thing going on. And then if you have those oils, I could generally tell you what to use. There's, if you get an enrollment kit there, you only get the one shot to do it if you're going to place your first order. So that includes the $35 membership fee. The second year, if you want to stay a member, it's $25, but doTERRA sends you a free bottle of peppermint, which is $27.50. So they're basically paying you $2.50 to continue your membership. And you can go as fast or as slow as you want. You can, if you're a wellness advocate like me, I just order so many oils. I have an ongoing template that I change every month. I just go through and see, what do I need this month? I change my template, push my order through, and it's just like an ongoing thing. But you don't have to do that. You can just go in and order one thing if you want to, whenever you need it. So, and usually if you're getting started, you're not using that much because you don't really know how to use it that much. The more you get into it and the more you start to replace all these products in your home and, get rid of the chemical stuff. That's really the goal, is to help people, feel empowered. And then we live in it's a chemical world these days. It's ridiculous. And I remember I don't know when it happened, but I remember they used to ask it, like a doctor or a dentist office or something, they used to say, are you taking any prescription medications? And now they say, what prescription medications are you taking? It's shifted so much that they just assume everybody's on meds. Most people are, but yeah, these can help support just every system in the body in multiple ways. Let me look at one more thing I had pulled up here. Yeah, and on doTERRA, like right now, I just found this new cool PDF on there, 100 uses for essential oils, right on their site. And I can send you guys the link to that too. It's very cool. I haven't seen it before. Clove is also very good for immune support. And if you have, like right now, I don't know how to say this, but yeah, if you're needing support for like a tooth that's hurting, you can just put like a drop right on there and it is magnificent. I got my kid through teething with diluted clove, but it's super, super potent. That was the other thing I wanted to tell you. Warm oils, cinnamon, thyme, oregano, cassia cinnamon, but comes from the bark, and clove can feel warm or even hot or burning on the skin. So they should be diluted with a carrier oil when using topically. So there are some that will burn. Peppermint is a cooling oil, but is also one you want to dilute. And yeah, I would say just getting started, less is more. I can send you guys this too if you're interested. I just had this little thing, where is it, on just kids, how to support kids, oils for kids or whatever. And I used that chart for myself for like the first couple of years. If I would get, some sort of problem, I just look on my kids sheet and do that protocol and deal with the issue. Okay, so I think I'm going to end it there just because we've already gone over a lot. And if you guys want to email me or call me or message me on Facebook or whatever with any questions, or if you want extra, documents, anything you need, reach out and I'll make sure you get it. Thanks, Karen. Okay, does anybody have any questions before we go? Thank you guys so much for being here today. This is so cool. Yay.
Thank you so much, Jody.
Oh, thank you, Karen.
Thanks, Jody.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so
Hey,
much. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Let me know if I can help you in any
Jody,
way.
so much.
Thank you. Thanks, Karen.
Do it again.
Thanks, Werner.
Do it again.
Okay, I'll do it again.
Good job, Jody.
Thanks, Brad. Thank you, guys. Okay, so Ryan, you doing good? Do you have any questions or anything?
No, I need to order stuff.
Okay, well, how you doing with it? My cousin Ryan came to visit me, and I sent him home with a whole bunch of stuff to try.
It's awesome. Like working from home, I have a hard time getting motivated in the mornings, and I take that focus.
Yeah,
roller,
in tune, yeah.
and I just put it in my hands, and I just, I put it on the back of my neck, and then I put it in my hands and breathe out of my hands for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And it just like wakes me right up and puts
love
me in a mood to work. And that's been a big one.
That's this one, in tune. Here, this is the one you need next. Motivate.
Yeah.
Seriously, these are right here. This is my normal, let me show you. My normal little kit. Whoops, not kit. My little thing that just sits on my desk. I mean, I have oils, Ryan, you saw. I have them everywhere.
And then I've been using the breathe a lot in my diffuser because of my allergies this time of year. It's really helped a lot.
That's good. Yeah. Great. I'm glad you're using it. So yeah, when you're ready, if you need help, or I'll send you the link or whatever, but if you need help, like what to order or anything you guys that I can help with, I'm here.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks so much. Have a great day, guys. Hopefully see you next week. I'm going to figure out something great to do next week. Okay. Bye. Bye, Ryan.
Yeah.